Morgan!
Hi! One design flaw we want to point out with our 2670 MK, Grand Design. Why?
Hate this thing.
Why the separation from my love?
Can't cuddle. Hello, can't cuddle. Give us the choice, flap it back, something.
Yeah.
All right, anyway.
So, we've traced our journey back to the beginning. 2020, January, Savannah, South Carolina, our first trip out, our maiden voyage.
When people were still smiling and you can see their teeth.
So I think we got a little ambitious. It was our first experience with Harvest Host.
For those who don't know, it's just a membership that you buy once a year, and it's a group of wineries and different things like farms and breweries, and they let you park overnight in their parking or in their farm, and no hookups, but you get to experience the place and support them by buying the products and supporting their business. So it works out real good.
We learned that we do like hookups.
We love full hookups with 50 amp.
But this is the journey where we got hooked up with RVing for quite some time. I'm not going to say how many years. I'm not committing.
5 years.
Who does that, right? What does it take for a person? What happens to a person on the inside that they want to get rid of all their stuff or put it all in storage and just take off, put your whole life in this little tin can
200 square feet.
200 square feet, and just go.
And go we did. There was a lot of meaningful things that happened in this trip, a lot of beautiful things we saw and experienced. We want to share this with you, so sit back and enjoy.
We started our maiden voyage in the backwoods of Ridgeland, South Carolina. Whippoorwill Farms had just opened for boondocking during the rainy season. It was muddy and messy, but we adored our oh-so-charming host.
Shall I act real country? He's over here flinging the food to the hogs.
By the time we got settled in, we were exhausted. The next morning I asked Derek, did we party with a bunch of animals last night, or was I just dreaming? Nope. After a night of snorting and wallowing right underneath us, they were up and anxious to entertain us while we sipped French press coffee. Then they started multiplying. Our mini host, Ellie, led us to this miraculous site where we got to share a precious moment in time with moms and babies. What? I'm being led through strange woods by a 4-year-old and a goat named Cowgirl.
Ah, civilization. Local breweries and then Savannah. We won't be able to cover this wild and wonderful town in this video, but we did want to feature two of our favorite hangouts. The Gray is a 1939 Art Deco Greyhound bus station that's been converted to an elegant restaurant with an award-winning chef. There was such an intense feeling of what might have been in this old terminal. People of the past living and dreaming, moving through their challenge from day to day. Kevin Barry's is an Irish pub right on the port. Good food and drink, but the most special thing about this place is how they honor our military, paying daily tribute to Savannah's servicemen and women, a must experience for every patriot traveling through town.
At the edge of the country there's a city we made.
Off the beaten path again, we rode the Spanish Moss Trail that used to be the Port Royal Railroad, constructed in 1870. What a nicely shaded trail, very quiet and relaxing. Back at camp, the Oaks at Point South, we discovered a secret path to the KOA across the pond. Not just any old KOA, but one with their own craft brew and fantastic pizza, over the river and through the woods to the best hops in the countryside. Our visit to Boone Hall Plantation was well worth a full day. one of America's oldest working plantations, continually growing crops for over 320 years. The guided tours of the home and grounds truly captured our hearts.
We were overwhelmed with emotion walking through the brick slave cabins and getting to know the Gullah culture, presented by descendants of the Gullah people themselves. The massive oak trees were planted by the son of the founder, John Boone, 2 centuries ago and still stand strong to welcome guests as they drive through the wondrous canopy.
Oh, I know. I couldn't let go of nary a one of those tree picks. So, you're welcome. Here's another little interesting piece of trivia about Boone Hall. Its stables were renowned for the champion racehorse Prince Akio, our nation's fastest distance runner in 1943. One of Prince Akio's descendants was Secretariat, a name we all recognize. Check out their website for a full scope of this incredible place and upcoming events, for which we will certainly be returning.
During the course of this trip, we toured 2 church grounds. First, the beautiful Cathedral Basilica of St. John the Baptist. This glorious beacon of Savannah was dedicated in 1876, burned to the ground 22 years later, and established again in 1900. Just taking in every intricate gospel-telling detail inside and out, you would never know of the historical devastation. However, the sacred grounds of Sheldon Church tell us much more of the warring catastrophes of the South. If the bricks of Prince William Parish Church could talk, they would teach us of our Southern history in full scale, from 1857 to the time its multiracial neighbors gutted the building to rebuild their homes that Sherman burned down. What a timeless gift and a message of enduring faith. My fellow travelers, please do not overlook the outskirts of Savannah. There is so much to do in the lowlands of the Southeast. I do think that we did pretty good our first time out. A perfect little taste of our future beyond a long quarantine that was mandated immediately following this trip.
And that was quite a hang-up for 2 people very anxious to venture out. Well, anyway, cowboy, cowgirl, we won't forget you. Looking forward to joining you party animals again and revisiting everything outstanding in your woods.